Hello everyone, welcome back to GeekDisorder's web series for HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, and jQuery. This is Lavic. I'll be walking you through this series. Alright, we just covered colors, both the basic way to specify colors and the new color specifications in CSS3. So I wanted to show you some tools in order to make choosing a color easier on you. So in front of me I have a basic HTML5 document. I have linked to our style sheet we've been using. I've kind of set up some new paragraphs. I've got our hex back, I've got our RGB, RGBA, HSL, and HSLA. Then in our style sheet, I have the body. I've kept the font the same size. Actually, I'm going to move that down to a 2. Go ahead and save that. That way, since we have more on the screen. I have our hex, and that is not the correct. So I'm going to go ahead and change that to a proper. I'm just going to. There we go. Alright, and then of course we have our RGB, and I'm going to change this to a actual number value. I'm just going to put 255, 255, and 255. And then I'm going to do the same thing for RGBA, because we don't want to use percents here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and save that. I'm going to go ahead and run this, kind of show you what it looks like right now. Alright, and there we go. And we have some transparent stuff. Let's try to fix that a little bit. Alright. Make sure all of our classes are correct. Yep. Alright. I'm going to change this. And there we go. And the reason this is transparent is because we have it set to white. So I'm going to just move it to black. Alright, there we go. Run this again in Firefox, and there you go. And our hex, we have that set to white too. And we'll fix that real quick. Let's just, there we go. And there we are. If you haven't guessed, all F's is white, all zeros is black. And then with our RGB and RGBA, of course, we wanted to move from 255 down to 0 to make that black. Alrighty. Oops. I'm going to go ahead and open that back up there. Didn't mean to close that. There we go. Alright, and the color tools are right here. This is hslpicker.com. I'll put a link to this in the description. This is probably my favorite tool to use. Basically, well, first and foremost, it is correct in its values, and it's pretty nifty. You have two little palettes here. You have like your foreground and your background, and you can change both. You have to remember this first one here. Since this is HSL, this is your hue degree, and so you can move it around. And as you move it around, everything else changes. I can pick a red, and as I was saying before, you can see red starts here and it also ends, and then you have your colors, all your other colors in between. So that's kind of the color scheme you're looking at right here, the color range. Alright, so let's go for, how about, yeah, a red. There we are. And of course the second one is your saturation. 100% saturated, we have a full red, and the closer we get to 0, the more gray it gets. So we want 100% saturated for right now. And then of course our last one is the lightness. 50% is normal. Of course, the more we move towards 100, the more white we get until we get full white, and the more towards 0, the more black, more darker red until we're at a full black. Alright, so we'll set back to 50 here. And of course the last one is transparency. As you can see, we can kind of make that, there we go. I can switch over to my background here, and as you can see, they're all transparent. There's no colors. That's because our transparency is set to full, so we see right through it. If I move this up to a 1, you might say we're at white now. Well, that's because this right here, our lightness is set to 100, which is white. If I move that back down closer to 50, all the other ones start to go back to normal where we have our range of colors. I can set this to like a blue and kind of, you know, change this to where I want it. There we go, kind of bluish gray. There we are. As you can see, our foreground right here, since we have it kind of transparent, you can kind of see that in the background. So that can give you, you know, a couple different things to play with, and choosing your colors for whatever you're setting your color for. Over here you have some preset options. I can change it to fully transparent. I can change it to white, black, and there we go. Kind of, I think this is just random. Yeah, random. So you can kind of just play around, pick your color you like. If you Google like a RGB color picker or something like that, you'll come up most likely with a site. There's a site called Color Picker. I don't use this site mainly because some of its values are wrong, especially in the HSL. And so if I look here, and if I pick, I'm gonna pick like a, let's do a, there we go. There's just a lime or a blue. There we go. That's kind of a dark blue, almost purple. Up here it gives you the hexadecimal value. I can copy that. I can switch over, and if you notice down here you have a hex, you have your RGBA and your HSLA. Of course, if you want to leave the A's off, you just drop this last value, change this to RGB, and use these first three values. Same thing with HSLA. I can go in here, I can paste the value I just got from over here. Alright, now if you look, this color and this color, they match. Alright, so that's awesome. I can take this, I can switch over to my site, and in the hex here, I can just go ahead and paste that in, add my pound, save. Okay, now I'm going to be working off a color picker. I can go down here to RGB. This is HS, and they put a B instead of an L for brightness. So HS, you can think of the B as L. So we have 231, and actually I'm going to remove just regular RGB and regular HSL because they're the same color, just lacking the transparency. I'm going to do that right here also. Save some space. Save that. Alright, so now switch over here. I have for my RGB I have 30, 51, and 168. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that to 30 and 51 and 168. I'm not going to mess with the transparency. Make sure I have that right. 30, 51, 168. Yep, we're good. And our HSL here, we have 231, 82, and 66. Alright, so we put 231. What was that again? That was 82 and 66. Make sure I have that correct. 231, 82, 66. Alright. And so these should all be this color right here. Save that, run it. And if you notice, hex and RGBA are both the same. This one, this HSL is a little different. If you switch back over to Color Picker here, maybe I got it wrong. If you look at the HSL 231, 82, and 66. 231, 82, and 66. Well, maybe our transparency's off. Nope, it's at a full color value. It's at 1. So there, seems like there's an issue, and there is. It's because the HSL value here is incorrect. If you switch over to HSL Color Picker, the one I like to use, and look at here, we know the hex number is exactly the same. The RGB 3051 168, 3051 168 with a 1 in transparency. HSL, this is where it differs. We have 231, 70, and 39. We have 231. This isn't the same. If we change this to what they say, 70, and the last one was 39, and save, and then I run again, you notice all three are exactly the same color, unlike this one. So this is the reason I choose HSL Color Picker for my colors. Plus it's a lot better, cleaner setup to me. I like it a lot better, but you can be the judge, versus colorpicker.com. So this is what I use for all my colors. If I am choosing the color for a website or something, this is what I use. And so I was just going to show you that. That's a neat little tool. Remember, you got your hex here, your RGB A, and your HSLA for whatever you decide. Get done playing around with the colors up here. You got your corresponding values right here. You can just plug them right in, and there you go. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this kind of helps you out with picking colors. And this has been Live with Geek Disorder. If you like our content, please like, subscribe, and comment. Let us know how we're doing, and I will see y'all next time.